Hello and welcome back to the technical charts analysis section. My name is Edmund. So let us have a look and see how the US dollar reacted yesterday and how the major currencies such as the UK pound and also the euro dollar moved in correspondence with the US dollar. Okay, so let us start off with the US dollar index. Again, the US dollar index will show us whether the US dollar was strengthening or whether it was weakening. Looking at the US dollar index on the larger 4-hour charts, we were aware that the US dollar was consolidating in a large range. Okay, and yesterday it did break through this resistance momentarily on the 4-hour charts and also on the 1-hour charts. So during this break up, I believe some traders may have went to buy the US dollar, and of course they may have been caught up because after breaking through this resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, instead of going further up, the US dollar breaks down. Okay, so one of the ways to eliminate a false trade, or if you already went for a buy, one of the ways to get out, of course, is to understand your support and resistances. And as the US dollar was going up above this line, if you went for a buy, if it does come back down, and if it breaks this bullish trend line, which is about over here, this level, so it breaks not only the bullish trend line, it also breaks through the horizontal support. Okay, so this would be a good time to get out, and yeah, it would be a good time to get out. Okay, because it was no longer bullish, it was no longer having a breakout from the consolidation phase, and it was starting to come back down. Okay, so looking at it in more detail for the Asian trading session, the UK trading session, and also the US trading session, we can see that the US dollar was initially bullish as early as is the one 500 plus 5 is 1000 hours. Then this one is at 10 a.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. The US dollar moves up, okay, and towards the afternoon at about this quite early, 8 plus 5 is 13, which is 1 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. The US dollar again strengthens. Okay, so it hangs around this resistance level, or later on it was a support level, for about 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. And at about this candle here, 1500 plus 5 is 2000 hours. The US dollar weakens back tremendously. Okay, so it went quiet for the rest of the remaining hours, and as of this morning, it is trying to have some retracement and consolidation, and currently it looks like it's mildly bullish. Okay, so US dollar was strong in the Asia and UK trading session and weak in the US session. So when we look at the UK pound, we should also see the UK pound being weak in the Asia and UK trading sessions. So here we go. So again, as the US dollar was strengthening, we can see the UK pound weakening. Okay, as early as 3 plus 5 hours if you are in Singapore, Malaysia, we can see the UK pound moving down from 1.2310 all the way to a low of about 1.2258. Okay, so during the Asian and UK trading sessions, the UK pound moved down a total of about 54 pips, and it was resting on these support levels. Okay, it was resting at these support levels. Okay, let's say if you were to follow up from yesterday, okay, you can see it rests nicely on this support level. And after a couple of hours, when the US trading session is about to come into play, the time below is 1500, that is a server time. So if you're in Singapore, Malaysia, you add 5 hours to this will be 2000 hours. The UK pound starts to move up from 1.2263 all the way for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, and later on for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to a high of 1.2401. Okay, so the UK pound moves up about 135 pips throughout the US trading session. So my friends, if you manage to either catch this 50 pip move down or be able to catch this 135 pip move up. Again, anything from a 30 to 40 pips net profit, that would have been a great trade. Similar story for Monday. Monday, the UK pound was moving down from 10 plus 5, this is 15, which is 3 p.m. Moving down from 1.2375 all the way to a low of 1.2250. Okay, so this was a 120 pip move down. Again, if you can catch anything from 30 to 40 pips, that would have been great, and job well done. Okay, so this is how we understand how we make use of the chart patterns of the US dollar index, and also for the UK pound specifically, to understand the movements and the timing of the price movement. Okay, so again, back to the US dollar index, it was strong in the morning and afternoon. So when we analyze the euro dollar, we will also see a similar pattern as the US dollar was strengthening. Okay, we can see that the euro dollar was also weakening from 1.1246 all the way to 1.1193. Okay, so it goes down from the morning at about 3 plus 5, this is 8 a.m. local Singapore time, and towards the afternoon session, the UK trading session, it goes down from 1.1238 all the way until 1.1193. Okay, so and it starts to strengthen back as the US dollar started to weaken. This is the point when the US dollar was weakening. Okay, at about 1500 plus 5, this is 8 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. So as the US dollar was weakening, we can obviously see that the euro dollar strengthening from 1.1192 all the way to 1.1261. Okay, so it strengthened back up 70 pips. So whether you are trading the euro dollar, you had 55 pips move down, and then after a 70 pips move up, or better still, if you are trading the UK pound, we had a 55 pip move down and also a 140 pips move up. Okay, so either way, of course I prefer the UK pound as it has more clarity and more movements, and of course you can potentially get more pips profits. Okay, so that is for the US dollar, for the UK pound, and also for the euro dollar. Let us have a quick look at the gold prices. It was a very good day for gold prices yesterday. The previous day, which was Monday, was pretty quiet. Every time gold prices broke through 1,768, it always ended up above these support levels. Okay, so you see a lot of tails there, and it was also trading in a range. It didn't go up further. And for yesterday, gold prices initially moved back down first. I believe during yesterday's webinar, during yesterday's video analysis, I mentioned that gold prices will move down first before possibly pushing back up. Okay, which it did. Move down from as early as 1100 hours. So if you're in Singapore, Malaysia again, plus 5 to this is 16, which is 4 p.m. It moves down from 1,773 all the way until 1,764. So came down about $9 and started to move up only at about same time again, 1500 plus 5, this 20, this 8 p.m. goes up from 1,765 all the way to a high of 1,786. Okay, so it goes back up $20, and currently it has gone quiet. Sentiment is still largely bullish, but be very careful. If it cannot break this previous high over here of 1,786, there's a high chance it may come back down. Okay, so that is for gold prices. Let's have a look at oil prices. A pretty similar story to oil prices. It was consolidating for a while. This on the H4 charts, you can see very nice support at these levels, 37.61, and very good resistance also previously over here. And as you move on to the H1 charts, you will also see this in action. As early as in the morning, it couldn't get past this resistance at 39.75, and oil prices came down from a high of 39.77 at about 2 plus 5, 7 a.m. all the way until a low of 38.89. and then after it only starts to come back up at about 1600 plus 5, 21, which is 9 p.m. local Singapore time. It moves up from 38.87 all the way to a high of 40.07. Okay, so morning until evening it went down about 86 cents, and evening until the rest of the session it went up $1.20. Okay, so S&P 500 yesterday was also mostly bullish. Okay, bouncing up the line nicely. Okay, bouncing up the line nicely and breaking through the previous resistance. So this is what we see. And of course, if you drew your support previously at this tip, you will see that it came down to test this line again on Monday, and for yesterday it continues to move up. Okay, so let's have a quick look at silver prices. Okay, silver prices, as you can see, yesterday started to move up also, mirroring the movements of gold prices. Okay, so again, silver prices started to move up at about this candle 1500 plus 5. This is at 8 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. Silver moves up from 17.77 all the way to a high of 18.23. Okay, currently it's gone quiet, and it is also touching its multi-year highs. So again, silver is also largely bullish now, following the movement and sentiment of gold prices. Okay, so if silver goes out a little bit higher, possibly it can test these levels, 18.62, which is about another 40 cents away. And of course, if that happens, gold prices should also move up to the next resistance levels of 1795. Okay, so yeah, so again, you got to watch out for this afternoon 2 to 4 p.m. and also this evening 7 to 9 p.m. to understand what are the latest movements. Today I would say that markets will definitely move, as we have a set of manufacturing PMI numbers reports coming out from Europe and also the US. And also for tonight, we will be having the ADP non-farm payrolls data. Okay, we call it the ADP unemployment change numbers at 8:15 p.m. So again, expect markets to move as early as 7 p.m. Okay, so those are the things to look out for today. And later on in the morning also, we will have the FOMC meeting minutes, which will be announced at 2 a.m. Here we go. Thursday morning, 2 a.m. local Singapore time, will be the FOMC meeting minutes. So rest assured there's going to be action today. You just have to understand the movements and patterns, and hopefully when the price action starts to move, you'll be able to catch the direction and make a good profit today. Okay, so anything else I'm missing? Okay, so that would be the movements for the major currencies and also major commodities, and also for the S&P 500. So I hope you guys will have a great trading week for today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you and take care.